What if I told you that winter doesn't have to mean the end of your growing season? While everyone else watches their gardens freeze and die, you could be harvesting fresh, nutritious crops straight through the coldest months. There are cold, hardy crops that not only survive extreme cold, they actually thrive in it. Crops that get sweeter after a freeze. Crops that keep producing when temperatures drop far below zero. I'm showing you 15 of them that will fundamentally change how you think about winter gardening and food security. Some of these crops can survive temperatures that would kill ordinary vegetables. Some actually require cold to reach their full potential. Some improve so dramatically in flavor after frost that you'll wonder why you ever ate them in warm weather. Here are 15 unstoppable crops that transform winter into your most productive and rewarding season. Number 1. Rye, the grain that conquers winter. Rye represents everything powerful about cold weather growing, the ultimate cold weather grain. While wheat struggles or lies dormant, rye actively grows through winter. Céréale céréale is arguably the hardiest grain you can grow. It can germinate in soil as cold as 33 degrees Fahrenheit and continues growing when other grains stop. Winter rye survives minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit or colder with snow cover. It establishes quickly in fall, grows through mild winter days, and provides ground cover, preventing erosion. You create a living mulch, protecting soil while producing grain. The practical benefits exceed just the harvest. It's one of the best cover crops, building soil structure, suppressing weeds, and adding organic matter. Harvest grain for bread, animal feed, or fermentation. Modern regenerative agriculture rediscovered what old-time farmers knew. Winter rye is foundational. From no-till farming to permaculture designs to backyard plots, rye is the workhorse that produces when everything else quits. While most grains need constant attention, rye just keeps going. Number 2. Kale, the superfood that gets super in cold. Kale is the poster child for cold-hardy greens for good reason. Brassica oleracea handles 10 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. It improves dramatically after frost in seemingly magical ways. Before freezing, kale is bitter and tough. After frost, it becomes sweet, tender, and delicious. Cold triggers starch to sugar conversion. The flavor improvement is dramatic enough that experienced gardeners wait for hard frosts before harvesting. It's extraordinarily nutritious with vitamins A, C, K, calcium, and antioxidants. Produces continuously through winter. Winter-grown kale is superior to summer. Nutrition denser, flavor better, texture tender. This isn't marketing hype, but measurable difference. Modern homesteading emphasizes kale as staple. Understanding winter kale is best changes everything. Instead of struggling through summer heat, focus on fall and winter, where kale excels. It's the green that became superfood because it actually is one when grown in cold. Number 3. Spinach, the ironclad green that thrives in freeze. Spinacia oleracea is remarkably cold-hardy. Understanding this transforms your ability to have fresh greens year-round. Handles 15 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Winter varieties bred for cold tolerance survive harsh conditions with protection. Grows rapidly in cool fall, then slows in winter. Remains alive and healthy, holding in garden. Resumes rapid growth as spring approaches. One of most nutritious greens available, packed with iron, vitamins, and antioxidants. Winter spinach has better flavor and texture than summer. The nutrition benefits enhance in cold-grown spinach. Studies show cold stress increases production of beneficial compounds like vitamin C and antioxidants. Winter spinach more nutritious than warm weather crops. Modern succession planting allows continuous production. Plant every few weeks through fall for various stages through winter and spring. It's the green proving nutritional powerhouses grow fresh in winter. Number 4. Carrots, the sweet reward worth waiting for. Carrots represent everything magical about cold weather growing. Daucus carota survives frozen ground all winter with mulch protection. Cold triggers dramatic transformation. Starches convert into sugars as natural antifreeze. Winter carrots pulled from frozen soil taste almost like candy. Plant in summer, grow through fall, leave and garden all winter as personal refrigerator. Maintain perfect quality in frozen soil better than any storage method. Harvest fresh whenever through winter and spring. No special equipment, just mulch. Nutrition excellent with beta-carotene, fiber, vitamin K, antioxidants. Winter harvested carrots have higher sugar and antioxidant levels. Most people discover winter carrots by accident and regret not knowing years earlier. The flavor is so superior to supermarket carrots that anyone who tastes them becomes believer. It's the root proving best flavor comes from working with winter, not against it. Number 5. Brussels sprouts, the sprout that needs winter. Brassica oleracea variety Gemifera tolerates freezing down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. The sprouts literally taste better after frost. Before frost, slightly bitter and strong. After frost, sweet, nutty, complex. Dense structure perfectly designed for winter survival. Tight heads shed water and ice. Thick stem holds plant upright through storms. Sprouts concentrate sugars preventing ice damage. Produce when almost nothing else does. Stand through snow and ice. Harvest fresh as needed through winter. Each plant produces dozens of sprouts. Culinary renaissance remarkable. Once hated vegetable, now appears on upscale menus roasted. Winter harvested, properly prepared, genuinely delicious. Overcooked, sulfurous and bitter. Roasted winter, caramelized and sweet. Finally getting respect, proving cold creates better flavor.
Number 6. Garlic, the bulb that requires the big chill. Garlic is unique because it doesn't just tolerate cold, it absolutely requires it. Allium sativum needs cold temperatures, called vernalization, to form proper bulbs. Plant in fall, grows roots before winter, survives freezing, produces bulbs in spring and summer. Hardneck varieties extremely cold tolerant, surviving well below zero. Produce curly scapes in spring that are delicious. Plant once in fall, minimal care through winter, harvest in summer. Each clove multiplies into full bulb. Return on investment, excellent, especially for organic garlic, commanding premium prices. Universal culinary and medicinal value, every cuisine uses it. Homegrown garlic has flavor intensity supermarket can't match. Growing your own means access to varieties you simply cannot buy, like Russian Red or German Extra Hardy. Modern homesteading emphasizes garlic as staple. It stores months, essential for preservation and cooking. It's the crop proving best things require trusting a process through winter. Number 7. Leeks, the allium that stands tall through snow. Leeks are unsung heroes of winter garden, standing proud through conditions flattening other crops. Allium ampuloprosum variety porum handles 10 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Varieties bred specifically for winter harvest tolerate harsher conditions. Stately onion family members improve flavor after frost. Cold converts sharper compounds into milder, sweeter ones, creating delicate flavor perfect for soups, braises, and gratins. Stand upright, making easy harvest when buried in snow. Provide steady harvest throughout winter. Occupy minimal space for food produced. Culinary applications endless. Winter soup season with leeks fundamental to countless recipes, from French potato leek to Scottish cockaliki. Mild, sweet flavor, cooking more versatile than onions. Traditional European gardening always featured winter leeks as staple. Knowledge spreading. It's the allium refusing to bow to winter, standing guard through coldest months. Number 8. Parsnips, the root vegetable that needs a freeze. Parsnips are one of nature's most interesting examples of how cold actually improves food. Pastinaca sativa doesn't just tolerate freezing, it requires it to develop its characteristic sweet, nutty flavor. Before frost, parsnips taste woody and harsh. After several hard freezes, they transform into something extraordinary. The science is fascinating. When parsnips freeze, the plant converts stored starches into sugars as natural antifreeze mechanism. This process, called sweetening, creates the complex sweet flavor making parsnips special. You literally cannot get the best flavor without winter cold. Plant them in spring, let them grow all summer, and leave in ground through winter. They survive temperatures well below zero with mulch or snow cover. Harvest anytime through winter and early spring, pulling as needed. Practical advantages are huge. Parsnips are your fresh vegetable storage system right in garden. No root cellar needed. They improve in flavor longer they stay in frozen ground. They provide fresh eating when almost nothing else available. Parsnips got forgotten in American gardens because they take patience, a full growing season plus winter cold. But that patience delivers a crop that cannot be replicated without cold weather. It's the vegetable proving sometimes the best things require waiting for winter. Number 9. Cabbage, the head that holds through the hardest conditions. Winter cabbage is legendary for cold hardiness. Winter storage varieties are the toughest of all. Brassica oleracea variety capitata handles 20 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Those tight heads actually improve in quality through autumn cold, developing sweeter, more complex flavors as cold increases. Dense head structure perfectly designed for winter survival. Tight leaves shed water and ice effectively. Outer leaves protect inner head. Plant handles multiple freeze-thaw cycles, destroying less hardy crops. Here's what makes cabbage essential for winter gardening. The heads store incredibly well, both in garden through early winter and in root cellars for months. Each head provides substantial food value. Cabbage is fundamental to numerous preservation techniques, from sauerkraut to kimchi to simple storage. Nutrition and versatility remarkable. Provides vitamin C and K, fiber, beneficial glucosinolates with potential disease-fighting properties. Raw, cooked, or fermented, cabbage is endlessly useful. Traditional food preservation relied on cabbage because it stores so well and ferments easily. That knowledge experiencing massive revival as people rediscover fermentation for health and food preservation. It's the vegetable proving old staples exist for good reason. Number 10. Fava beans, the protein powerhouse that loves the cold. Fava beans are that rare crop that actually prefers cold weather to heat. They're about to revolutionize your understanding of winter protein production. Visha fava can germinate in soil as cold as 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The plants can handle hard frosts that would devastate other legumes. These broad, meaty beans are packed with protein, about 26% by dry weight. They're also nitrogen fixers, meaning they actually improve your soil while growing. In cold climates, you can plant them in fall for early spring harvest or in very early spring for late spring harvest. Here's what makes fava beans remarkable. They grow when temperatures are too cold for regular green beans. They produce substantial yields even in short growing seasons. The plants can handle frost and light freezes. They provide both fresh eating and dry storage beans. The culinary world is rediscovering fava beans. From Mediterranean cuisine to modern vegetarian cooking to traditional English dishes, favas are having a renaissance and gaining popularity. Because they grow in conditions when other fresh vegetables are scarce, they command attention from gardeners and chefs alike. Modern homesteading emphasizes protein self-sufficiency. Fava beans deliver that in cold climates where other protein crops struggle. It's the bean proving winter doesn't mean giving up on fresh protein sources.
Number 11. Arugula, the salad green that laughs at frost. Arugula completely changes personality in cold weather. Understanding that transformation is key to growing amazing salad greens year-round consistently. Aruca vesicaria handles light frosts easily and continues growing in temperatures down to low 20s degrees Fahrenheit with protection. Summer arugula can be almost unbearably peppery, turning bitter as temperatures rise and heat increases. Winter arugula is mild, nutty, complex, basically a different vegetable entirely, with transformed characteristics. Cold slows growth, creates more tender leaves, and mellows sharp compounds, making summer arugula challenging. Here's what makes winter arugula essential. Ready to harvest in 30 to 40 days, it's one of fastest-growing cold-hardy greens available. You can cut and come again for multiple harvests continuously. It provides fresh salad greens in winter, which is almost magical when everything else is frozen solid. The farm-to-table movement and winter CSA programs rely heavily on cold-hardy greens like arugula for their customers. Customers want fresh salads in winter, and winter arugula delivers flavor and nutrition greenhouse lettuce simply cannot match. Modern high-tunnel and cold-frame growing accessible to small-scale growers. With minimal protection, harvest fresh arugula all winter long, even in fairly cold climates. It's the salad green proving winter is actually when greens show their best character. Number 12. Collard greens. The southern staple that's actually Arctic tough. Don't let collard greens' association with southern cooking fool you. These plants are incredibly cold-hardy. Brassica oleracea variety viridis can handle temperatures down to 10 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower. And like many brassicas, they actually taste better after frost sweetens them up. Collards are essentially non-heading cabbage, which gives them several advantages in cold weather. Without a tight head to protect, they're less susceptible to freeze damage in the crown. The loose leaves shed snow and ice. You can harvest individual leaves throughout winter, allowing the plant to keep producing. Here's what makes collards exceptional for cold climates. They're extremely nutritious, packed with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium and iron. They produce steadily rather than all at once. They're one of the few greens that actually becomes more tender and sweet-flavored after freezing temperatures. The health food movement has elevated collards from regional specialty to nutritional superstar. Winter-harvested collards have superior flavor and nutrition compared to summer crops. Modern nutritional science shows that cold-stressed brassicas produce higher levels of beneficial compounds like glucosinolates. Your winter collards aren't just surviving, they're actually more nutritious than their warm weather counterparts. It's the green that proves regional associations don't tell the whole story about what plants can actually handle. Number 13. Swiss chard, the rainbow that won't quit. Swiss chard is one of the most beautiful and resilient crops you can grow through winter successfully. Beta vulgaris subspecies vulgaris can handle temperatures down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and with light protection, it keeps producing through much colder conditions reliably. Those gorgeous rainbow stems add color to the winter garden when everything else is brown and gray. Chard has a remarkable ability to bounce back from freezing temperatures. The leaves might look damaged after a hard frost, but the plant regrows from the crown, producing fresh leaves as soon as conditions moderate consistently. This resilience makes it incredibly reliable for winter harvest. Here's what makes Swiss chard a winner. It's extremely productive throughout season. One planting provides harvests for months. The leaves are nutritious and versatile, working in everything from sautés to soups to quiches beautifully. It's beautiful enough to be an ornamental plant while being completely functional and productive. The nutrition profile is very impressive. Chard is loaded with vitamins K, A, and C, plus magnesium, potassium, and iron. Winter-grown chard tends to have higher nutrient density than summer crops, giving you more benefit. It's the crop proving winter gardens can be beautiful and productive simultaneously. Number 14. Beets, the root that stores itself underground. Beets are remarkably cold-hardy for a root vegetable, growing well in freeze. They've got a trick that makes them essential for winter gardens. Beta vulgaris can handle multiple hard frosts effectively. The roots can survive in frozen ground with mulch protection successfully. You essentially have fresh beets on demand all winter long continuously. The beet greens are a bonus crop that many people overlook completely. They're more cold-hardy than the roots, continuing to produce fresh greens even after temperatures drop below freezing consistently. Young beet greens rival chard and spinach for flavor and nutrition significantly. Here's the opportunity with beets for winter gardeners. They're planted in summer, grow through fall steadily. You can leave them in ground through winter, harvesting as needed throughout season. The roots store perfectly underground, maintaining quality better than almost any refrigerator or root cellar can provide reliably. The nutrition density is very impressive for a root vegetable. Beets provide folate, manganese, potassium, and those distinctive beta-lane antioxidants, giving them deep color. Winter-harvested beets tend to be sweeter and more tender than summer beets, significantly. Modern understanding of beets as performance food, high in nitrates, improving blood flow and athletic performance, created new markets, and winter beets are premium quality product worthy of praise. Number 15. Mustard greens, the spicy green that thrives in the chill. Mustard greens bring heat to the cold season, and they're remarkably tough. Various brassica species grown for greens can handle hard frosts and continue producing in temperatures that would stop most leafy vegetables decisively. Some varieties can survive down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower. And like many brassicas, they actually taste better after frost sweetens them up. Collards are essentially non-heading cabbage, which gives them several advantages in cold weather. Without a tight head to protect, they're less susceptible to freeze damage in the crown. The loose leaves shed snow and ice. You can harvest individual leaves throughout winter, allowing the plant to keep producing. Here's what makes mustard greens exceptional for cold climates. They're extremely nutritious, packed with vitamins A, C, and K, plus calcium and iron. They produce steadily rather than all at once. They're one of the few greens that actually becomes more tender and sweet-flavored after freezing temperatures. The health food movement has elevated mustard greens from regional specialty to nutritional superstar. Winter-harvested mustards have superior flavor and nutrition compared to summer crops. Modern nutritional science shows that cold-stressed brassicas produce higher levels of beneficial compounds like glucosinolates. Your winter collards aren't just surviving, they're actually more nutritious than their warm weather counterparts. It's the green that proves regional associations don't tell the whole story about what plants can actually handle.
If you made it this far, you now know something that most people don't understand. Winter doesn't have to mean the end of fresh food. With the right crops and knowledge, you can harvest fresh, nutritious vegetables straight through the coldest months of the year. The fundamental truth is this: cold, hardy crops aren't just surviving winter. Many of them are actually thriving, producing their best flavor and nutrition precisely because of the cold. That frost that seems destructive is actually transforming starches into sugars, making vegetables sweeter and more delicious than they could ever be in warm weather. This is where understanding matters most. Every choice you make about what you grow shapes your relationship with the seasons. Every harvest from frozen ground reminds you that nature isn't something to fight against, it's something to work with and understand. The crops that thrive in cold teach us patience. They teach us that the best things often can't be rushed. They teach us that what looks like hardship is actually an opportunity waiting to be seized. Growing through winter isn't about defying nature. It's about learning what nature actually wants to give you. It's about discovering that abundance doesn't disappear when the calendar changes. It's still there, waiting, if you know where to look and how to grow. Real food security doesn't come from the convenience of supermarkets or dependence on systems outside your control. It comes from understanding your land, your climate, and the plants that want to grow there. It comes from the daily choice to work with what you have rather than against what you wish you had. Winter is the season that teaches this most clearly. When everything else has quit, these crops keep producing. When everyone else is eating stored food from months past, you're eating fresh. When the world looks frozen and dead, your garden is quietly offering nourishment and vitality. That transformation, from seeing winter as an ending to understanding it as an opportunity, is worth more than any single harvest, because it changes how you see every season that follows. It changes how you approach food. It changes how you think about security and self-sufficiency. It changes how you relate to the earth beneath your feet. The knowledge you now have isn't just about gardening techniques and plant varieties. It's about resilience and understanding. It's about learning that the hardest seasons often bring the greatest rewards. It's about learning to thrive when everything around you suggests it's time to quit.
That's what these 15 crops teach us.